Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage. Here is my next restoration, a Dinky Toys Ferrari 1940s 50s racer. Not sure which version at the moment, I'll have to research that. Obviously overpainted, both the body and the wheels. Somebody's put new tyres on it at some point. The rear axle's badly bent, the front maybe too, but at least the body and the chassis looks intact. And I can tell you as well, it's quite rusty underneath. So let's take a closer look at it, shall we, and get it on the table. Well, let's take a closer look at our Ferrari, shall we? Usual driver. He's lost quite a bit of detailing, I think. We'll have to see when he goes in the caustic, see if he'll improve. Overpainted at some point, I think. Certainly the wheels have been. And quite heavily overpainted because they're glued on. Let's take the tyres off because they're new. Hoping to copy them, but they will be in black, the copies. Heavily corroded underneath. 1, 2 rivets are what's left of them. So interesting. Not done this one. I've done the HWM and the Maserati so far. So I think even though they seem to have some sort of holes in them there, I'll just, can't do it like that. Make sure we've got a good grip for the drill when we get it out, because that's going to be the next stage. Right, I'm starting off with a small drill first. So drill the small holes. We're just going to move up to this bigger drill now. Right, that might be enough. Let's have a look. Trouble is, as we can see, this is rusted on solid. Sorry that was out of shot, but just got behind this and it's loose at the back. Maybe a bit more drilling at the front. Let's take it steady. Oh, yeah, I don't want to break this base totally, so shove that right up the inside. Yeah, there's a chance this will snap. See if I can get in there. Ah, yes. Just in there at the front. And we've managed to save that, hopefully. We haven't broke it. Bent axle at the back. Heavily corroded. Everything's heavily corroded. There is our little Ferrari with all its bits. And they can all go in the caustic soda because it's not going to do any of them any harm. Here is our Dinky Toys Ferrari, and the wheels have had it. That one's totally corroded. That's passable. Totally corroded. Passable. So we need some new wheels. Could rescue the axles. These are rusted solid on here. We had that problem a few weeks ago. The base, I don't know if you can see, has holes in it here just to the left. So the first thing we're going to do is just get some cure rust on it and get this rust chemically altered. I've already polished it. I know it doesn't look like it, but I have. Still got this to straighten out obviously then, and we may have to do some reinforcing. It is a bit flimsy. It's that heavily rusted. I was very nervous about bending it back into shape, which is why I'm doing this first. So that's the base done. Now you can see how pitted the front is, so let's get some Cura style over the model. It really is bad at the front. As you can see, bad over that whatever that bulge is there, all along the bonnet. Not so bad this side. And bad down at the back here. And a lot of pitting around the other rear quarter as well. All I've done is polish so far. I've not tried to sharpen anything up. So I normally leave those for a day. It says 3 hours on the tin here, on the plastic bottle, but leave it for a day and see how it goes. Here is our little Ferrari. Massively pitted here, look. Front, both sides, down the front of the body, rear. I'm not sure if this is a job for super glue or filler. There's a line there, I'm not sure if it's a casting line, but it's so faint, and I think whether I put filler on there or not, that line will disappear. This doesn't look like a casting line. This line here, it's like the engine cover would lift up either side. So I think we'll try and put a bit of super glue on it first. Let's get the top off, get it dipped in, and see where that takes us. I don't think I've seen something as heavily pitted as this before. In that Land Rover I did was pitted, but not deep pitted. And it might work this, I don't know. I think we might end up going over it again. But, there we are. Now there's not a lot I can do with the base, I don't think. There's not a lot. I'll do my best. I can't certainly bring back the lettering. But just a smearing of super glue where there is no letters, and that is a thick smearing, might strengthen it because it's been very badly attacked by the tin worm. It has. Give it a bit of strength. There's a hole there. Let's get our little soaker rubber in there. Sort of paint it on. Might save some of the lettering. Take that excess off now. I am actually thinking about hemorrhite in black this. Believe it or not, it's that bad. But, we'll see how that goes. Can but try. We're back with our Ferrari, and as you can see, in the end I've had to put a lot of body filler on it because it was atrocious. So I've just got a bit of emery cloth now to file it down, particularly atrocious round this front. Heavily pitted, and to be honest the super glue didn't work, and I think the body filler I'm using is easier to sand off than if I'd used bicarbonate of soda and super glue. So it's just a matter of going around it all. I think every part of this car was pitted. I can see some of the big pit holes now filled. All around the front. So I'll keep on doing that and I'll get back to you when it looks tidy. Well, here we are with our Ferrari. It's not in bad shape now. You can see where the filler's gone. There were some pretty big holes in it. Still black where some of the rust was. Particularly bad round the rear end here and at the front, as you can see. So we may have lost a line or two that's original to the casting. Still to drill the holes. Gone over the base plate with this, just a multi-tool with a sanding thing on it. That's brought up the lettering quite nice. There's still some holes in it. I've flattened it out. I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to have to leave it as it is. It is what it is. You can see the number now. I think it's 234, 231. And that does fit quite nicely there. So just the drilling to do, and I'm not sure yet if I'm going to rivet it or screw it. I'll probably rivet it because these holes are pretty big, so I think it's going to be a rivet job, this one. So here we go. Let's get some get a hole punch there. Just get a pilot hole in there first. And we'll move on to a bigger drill. Well, one rivet's a bit proud. Might have to drill a bit deeper. This one's gone in proud, fine. So this one just needs a bit more drilling at the back, front rather, and we'll be good to go into paint. Now we're with our Aston Martin James Bond, and you may well be wondering why, since we're in the middle of a Ferrari video, and it's because I wanted the wheels. These are the original Ferrari wheels. Let's move that out of the way. They're well shot, heavily corroded, frozen on the axles. So I've put, it did have new tyres on it, that Ferrari. I've put one on there and it looks great. Now unfortunately the Aston axles are considerably shorter, as you can see. But I bought some 2mm rod, and sure enough we'll be able to make some new axles. So these wheels just need a good clean, and don't think I'm going to chrome pen them. I'm just going to paint them silver. So that's two done. I need to find another two, which are there. Thinking what's going on. So we've got our four, and we can put those old axles in the parts box. We can put these in for what they're worth. No point in throwing them away, and we'll see how we get on. The Ferrari itself is currently in paint and drying, so we can't see that at the moment. On to the next stage. Okay, I've worked out the best way to do this is get a pointed wire brush on the multi-tool and just go round like I'm going to show. There you go, as you see, if you get it at the right angle, it spins round. So there's 3 that I've done, and there's 1 that I took off. So that works. So I'll do the rest of that off camera because I'll be doing the reverse sides as well. As you can see, our Ferrari is out of paint, and we are going to do some detailing. Now, I was having a chat with a friend of mine and a fellow restorer, Fraser Martin, and we was trying to identify what this car was. The original Dinky model has a yellow nose, or a triangle of yellow, then blue. Fraser thinks it belonged to an Argentinian driver, those colours, who raced in the 50s. I didn't know that. I thought maybe Dinky didn't have a license to make this Ferrari, so they didn't choose colours that were actually raced. Then I couldn't identify this Ferrari because, as you can see as I turn it round, there are no exhausts, and it only has like a stubby window deflector at the front there, which you can just about see. So it's a mystery what Ferrari this is, and we might find out later in the video. So since I've already gone sort of customised, if it was an Argentinian driver, I'm going to paint his overall, his race suit, in blue. So here we go for a bit of detailing. So that's our driver done. I think I'll give him a yellow scarf. Not sure about a blue helmet at the moment. Yeah, maybe a blue helmet as well. That seems appropriate. So we'll do that next. This is a royal blue. Now remember, our driver was corroded as well, so we've lost quite a bit of definition on him. I think I've said before, I don't think proper crash helmets came in until like 1956, 58, something like that. So chances are this was just a cloth helmet, flying style helmet with some goggles on. Just doing the backs of the mirrors. It's quite difficult to film sometimes, detailing. So yeah, we've done 2 mirrors. We'll just do the petrol cap as well. It's quite raised, so we might be able to do the side of it. Right, don't know how much you saw of that, but I've just done the filler cap and the mirrors. It's another job done. Okay, what I've decided to do with the exhaust ports, because we're actually in his exhaust pipes, is just go over those with a Sharpie marker in black. Now I'm off to film the rest of that off camera because this is not a good angle for me, I'm afraid. So catch you later with that when it's finished. Well, here is our detailed car now. As you can see, I've done the driver, put some brown and some orange over at the pink face, because these drivers, when they take the goggles off, have got totally white eyes because the faces have got that dirty. It's got the little windscreen there. So all that remains to do now is sort the wheels out by making some new axles. The driver was painted with this royal blue miniature paints. I think that's about 40-year-old pot of paint, and the highlighted silver bits were done with this metallic art paint. Right, so clear that away and then we can get on with the wheels. Now what I thought I'd do is, rather than measure, do an actual fit. And cut appropriately from that fit. So there's my fitting line. I'm not sure whether to just snip these or just cut them with the multi-tool. I seem to have a cutting disc ready, so I'll do that. Here we go. There's a good smell of burning there. Just round off, square off the edge. It seems to have gone okay. So the next thing to do is actually peen one of the ends. And yeah, it's okay to hold, so we can proceed with that. It's the first time I've used this metal, so not sure how it's going to peen. Right, that's obviously have to take a bit of time, so I'll do that off camera. Right, first end is peened over. We can put our wheel on, and there she is, quite tight. Get our second wheel on. It doesn't matter which way you put them on, they're the same both sides. And I'll proceed to finish off the peening. Catch me here at the end of a marker pen marathon. Last side of 4 wheels to be done. Didn't want to paint them. Paint I'm sure will crack, so where your marker pen comes in. And there is another one done, and in true Blue Pete fashion for our English viewers, there's one I completed earlier. Now I do like the wire wheels, I think that's nice. So the next time you see this will be in assembly as we get all these wheels on. There is our little Ferrari back from the dead. What I'm going to do is just put a bit of Vaseline in these axle holders. For it to just roll that bit better. Not that it's going to be heavily used in play, I wouldn't have thought, seeing as it's going into a box and another one to be saved. Right. So next up we can put the wheels in. Then we can put our base in. As you can see in the right light, you can still see Dinky Toys Ferrari there. To be honest, the base was absolutely trashed, so not a lot we can do there. And that clicks in nicely. Now next in is the super glue. So just bring that a bit over. Should have actually probably put it in before I put the top on. Anyway, here we go. Apologies, you've just missed me putting in the rivets, or all the rivets. All I did was drop some super glue in and drop those rivets in. Just press that base firmly into line. So next time you see this, we'll be on the turntable. Well, here we are with our box for our Ferrari, and as you could see, I had 2 prints this time before I got it right, and I have customized our box with a picture of my Ferrari on the front, so I hope you like that. Anyway, I'll cut it out, speed it up and put it together. Well, this is what we started with, a heavily play-worn Dinky Toys Ferrari. Did have good tyres on it, and that's about the only good thing you could say about it, really. And quite rusty underneath too. So let's see how we got on, shall we? Because here it is now. Here is our Ferrari, produced by Dinky Toys between 1954 and 1962. And doesn't she look lovely? Now I can see her under the lights. I am pleased with this. It's been painful at times. I was hoping the paint would be a bit better, but you know what? She looks fine. She looks fine. Now, just a bit about this car. It is a Ferrari 500 used in the 1952 and 1953 seasons. I've seen a picture of it and I'm going to pop one up now of a model which helped me identify it. When I've looked on the internet and through books, I can see different versions, some with full exhaust pipes down the left hand side there, some without. So it's been difficult to properly identify it. I wondered if Dinky had had a dispute or a licensing problem with Ferrari to make the exact model, but I don't think so now. That doesn't explain why it had a yellow nose and a blue body though. I think it may have been the Argentinian driver, who may well have been Fangio or Jose Gonzalez, who won Ferrari's first ever GP in 1951 at the British GP in a car similar to this. So there is history here. This car, with development, went on to be the Ferrari 625 and then later the Ferrari D50. The final version, the D50, producing 227 brake at 7,000 RPM. So I've kept a bit of the yellow and blue, as you can see. I've got our driver there with his yellow scarf, his blue overall and his blue helmet. I've done most of his face with pen. I've dirtied it up with a pink base, bit of brown, bit of orange, because the faces were dirty, and I hope to pop up a picture of how they looked when they lifted their goggles up. I do like the wire wheels. I think they're a great touch to this car. I don't know what you think. If only they were a bit more practical for Dinky to have made them this way. Anyway, thanks to my friend Fraser Martin for helping me with the research on this one. I do hope you've enjoyed this build and this video. It's probably the best 50s racer I've done in the end, despite it's rusty rust everywhere. Of course we can't see the base as it goes round. Well, that's shone up. You can't read much of the lettering anymore, but it is there. Anyway, if you've liked this, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Then more people will get to see this video. I leave you with the Dinky Toys Ferrari. Thank you for watching and take care until next time. Bye for now.